Welcome to the SID's View
It's unbelievable.
Come on.
podcast.
Oh, wow.
God.
When was the last time we made it through that without somebody laughing?
I was close, but then Alex made me laugh.
I didn't do anything.
Blaming the new guy.
Wow. It's great. There's a lot of people in the chat already. I get excited about this stuff. Oh, my God.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah, freaking this guy calls.
Kyle Ricky wants to know if we made the AI dolls yet. Yeah, duh.
Yep.
Like 3
Been
days
there,
ago.
done
Those
that.
were great.
Thank you.
Those were great.
that
Even
was
the
cool.
ones for
I was supposed to do
Tri-Track
something
was
else, and I'm
great.
like, you know what? Let me spend an hour and a half doing these instead.
Right. You can tell you were having
I
a
got all
good
into
time.
it. Yeah, I got all into it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I've been using that to do some crazy stuff. Like, there will be, there's videos I'm editing where I, like, need just the card, like, the number decal off the car. I give it the car. I say, give me just the number on a white background. It does it perfectly. It's been, like, it is immaculate.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great, man.
Sorry.
Ooh, I like that.
I just want you all to say, you know, not just a toy.
Hiya!
What is going on upstairs now? Is the ceiling going to fall for you?
Oh, God, don't say that.
Getting the red room ready.
Oh.
Whoa.
Where's Daryl? Where's
stop
Daryl?
There he is.
Bah!
The hell? What was that on?
That's retired, yeah.
That's retired.
That was the Point Break, and it was kind of a Remy was feeling her inner Greekness or something.
Oh, yeah. Are
There
you
goes
Greek,
the
Remy?
family show. he
She's
said.
not actually,
She's not.
right? You're not Greek, are you?
No, not that I'm aware of, but I haven't done a real DNA test.
I know that from Three's Company. Larry Dallas was actually. You never
Oh,
watched-
Three's Company?
Oh yeah, come on.
You know what? I seen a shirt the other day. They make these really cool graphics, and it was the Golden Girls, and they were like all thugged out, sitting on. I'm like, that's such a cool shirt.
I have a Regal Beagle shirt.
You do?
Yeah, I don't fit in it anymore. I haven't
Yeah.
worn it in a while. Maybe I'll get back to that soon. 1 minute till showtime. Here we go.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, I know I'm showing my age. It's fine. I'm embracing it.
I feel like these are like. I was getting mad because I was getting old.
Right.
Because I'm like, damn it, man! I only have like maybe 30 years left.
I mean, that's not a good way to think about it.
Well, that's
but-
how I think. Like
I know.
I'm on the second half.
Yeah, no, we're on the back
I'm
nine.
going
That's for
downhill.
sure. Yeah,
But these are the years where you feel a little better about yourself. You should be embracing them.
I know.
Well, you get to care less and less. Like, I feel like my age is the peak of having to care. And then you
Yeah.
sort of reach the point where it's like,
Well,
I
you
gotta
guys are
reward
worried
myself.
about your futures. Damn, am I going to do this? Am I
Right.
going to buy a house?
Right.
What is going to happen?
One day at a time.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
day at a time.
I've already done all that. I'm on the back
Yeah, it's
side.
like, what are you thinking about? Like, how loud can I fart?
Yeah.
Well, I do.
found that
I mean, we're going to talk about
here we
this
go.
on the air. Dick.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for the next edition of the Sid's View podcast. Rob mentioned my mic was crackling. I think we just heard
There
it.
it
again.
is.
Seriously.
Diego, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, another day, another dollar. Happy to be back in the man cave for this edition.
All right, we got our girl Reminator over here on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, we can't have Dale Jr. do it because Diego met him, didn't even tell him about the podcast.
Yo, yo, yo! It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, we got our man Fro down there in the bullpen as usual.
Aloha, Mr. Howe.
What up, everybody? Your man Rob back in the house. And I got to tell you something. If you're going to Thompson tomorrow night, leave your car running in the parking lot. Maybe we can get some of that hot air up in the sky. Create a little column here. Keep the rain away. Thanks, Darryl Waltrip.
Okay, and we got our man Jack Arias over there at the news desk. What's up, brother?
What up, what up? New iPad stand, check it out. We got middle schoolers winning modified races and some other miscellaneous stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, we'll get back to you in a little bit. Don't forget now, if you want to join the party, you got to become a podcast member. That means you got to go to youtube.com/SidsView/join.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Be one of the 130 people that have been supporting our podcast. We appreciate every single one. Not only can you join the live chat tonight, but you also get bonus content every Thursday And we are thrilled to have our main man on the Seekonk Grand Prix hot seat. Alex Pearl is in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up? I'm happy to be here. Let's get after it.
That's what I'm talking about. We've got some good stuff for Thursday. Make sure you're going to check that out a little later in the week. Diego.
Yeah.
You had some fanboyish opportunities
Did you
here.
guys
Tell us
see
about
that?
it.
Well, listen, he asked me if I wanted to go on his podcast, and I told him, listen, I just don't have the time.
That's right.
I don't have the time to do this. I put in the group text, and I know Remy got all excited about, me and Mr. Earnhardt meeting. Mm-hmm. But it was actually really cool because, we went down there for a test day on Thursday, and we're just putzing around. I'm like, there goes the A car. I'm like, maybe Earnhardt's driving this weekend. Then I see the signature on the roof. Mm-hmm. So I said, let me take a walk around and look around and see what's happening. I didn't want to be like, I call it super fanning.
Right.
Right. But they already had the little rope things at banks or when you're going through. They already had that kind of setup there.
Oh, really?
But nobody was there yet because it was a private Thursday test.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I walked by him 2 or 3 times. I'm like, whatever. I mean, he puts his pants on like me. But it's still Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, we went up and got a picture. And I'm going to be honest, you don't know what to expect. He could have been a total jerk and be like, because he was testing. They were struggling with the car.
Yep.
He could have been like, dude, leave me alone. Because when you're in that zone, he was, and I didn't realize he was about to get in the car to go out for another test. He stopped and he came over and he was super pleasant, just a genuinely nice guy. And it was like he made you feel special. He was happy that we took the time to say hi to him. But the next day, you go over there on a Saturday or the Friday when the track was kind of open.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know. It's got to be hard to race that way, right, Alex? You got to figure out. Imagine trying to work and your dad and everybody's on the car and there's just
You're just doing PR stuff.
there's
right?
just a crowd of people around the car, and you've got to set up these little things so you can just work on the car. It's got to be hard. At those points in time, he just wishes that he was behind a wall and they could just work and then pull out and go test, I'm sure. But it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. And, dude, I got to tell you this, right? So they do autograph session like Stafford does and the intermission. And, dude, did you see the pictures I sent you guys of the crowd?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm talking
Banging.
packed.
Yeah.
And Cordell Speedway, I didn't know this. Jet Nolan's family had bought that track last year, and they had redone the whole place. I'm talking painted the light poles black, brand new fencing all the way around. I mean, the place was a 3/8 high banked track. Absolutely gorgeous. But don't try to find anything to do outside of the racetrack.
Really?
I mean, going to the pro, I had my mom and aunt with us, and they're like, they just are, they travel to the dollar stores here, and they go to every one of them because there's better deals at every dollar store. That's what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so they're like, Diego, can we go do something? Because we're itching to do something. It's 11 o'clock. Track's not open until 2. There is nothing. I mean, and I'm telling you, we go to North Carolina.
So not even a dollar store.
Dude, there was a dollar store.
Oh,
We went to them.
Oh, okay.
Right? But we were stopping at produce stands
Wow.
and looking at the fruit. So, I mean, it was a great time.
Is that a plantain or is that a banana?
Yeah, right. And our hotel room was atrocious.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it wasn't atrocious, but my wife is a wicked clean freak. And when we walked in, we seen a little bit of food under our couch.
I'm out.
Yeah, that's not
Dude,
good.
all of a sudden, the camera's out, the lights out. We are inspecting
Oh, boy.
to the point where I'm like, she pulls a blow dryer out. I'm like, well, what the hell are you doing with the blow dryer?
He's going to burn all the germs.
Dude, pulls the covers off the bed, blow dries the bed.
What are we talking about?
I can appreciate it, though, because she really wants to be that clean.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Anyways,
anyways.
it's admirable.
Yeah,
I was going to say, my parents are kind of like that, but I don't think I've ever seen them bring the blow dryer.
I've never
That could
seen
be
that
next
when my
level.
wife brought
That's
it to
next
a
level.
new level
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
But it was that bad. She was like, Diego, I don't know if we could stay here. But the problem was there's nothing around there. And there was 35 pro lates. There was 28 late models. So the really cool part about that is a lot of those guys stay. Every hotel sold out. So like Connor Hall, his whole crew. You're all having breakfast together and everybody's sitting around mingling. So it's kind of cool in that aspect. But yeah. Anyways, that was my week. Had a great week.
All right. Well, I have a little something for you. So,
Okay.
Rems, if you show the F&M Electrical Supply chalkboard chatter there by Rob, see that's the Speedbowl's birthday.
Okay.
So I'm going to share a little. This is a little thing I got donated to me. So if you're a history buff, you may know R.A. Silvey. He's probably the most prominent historian in southern New England, definitely, if not New England in general.
Yep.
And I built a great relationship with him and Rick Mariscal, who runs the Pro 9 Museum, which I took Remy to on Friday. And so we stopped to see our RA. And he says, I'm thinking of thinning out some of my collection. And he says, I really want you to have this. This right here is the very first modified championship trophy from the Waterford Speedbowl.
Stop.
1951.
Wow.
Dave Humphrey. His name is spelled wrong. It actually says Dave Humphreys. His name was Dave Humphrey. USC, which is the United Stock Car. That was the sanctioning body. 1951 champion sportsman. They were called sportsman stocks there. Yep, that's the trophy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
74 years old or thereabouts. Yeah,
Wow.
cool, right?
That's-
Look at this this little car. It's
No,
awesome.
that's a real.
It's
cool,
an awesome
No,
art.
It's a great piece for you too,
Yeah.
because you're a historian. It's-
100%. I was totally honored that he thought of me when he was thinking of passing it to somebody else. So that'll be in the vault. Maybe we'll find a spot for it here.
Oh,
in
you
the
gotta.
studio.
That
Yeah.
needs
You gotta.
That's a piece of
Yeah, very cool.
history there.
So I did take Remy with me. I didn't know if she was going to like it because, she's young and doesn't really care about history, that kind of thing. But how'd you like it, Rem?
I had a really good time.
Yeah, it's a neat place, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just overwhelming how much stuff they have there. Have you ever been there, Alex?
No.
So they have like a couple of Bugsy's cars, Dick Casso's car, one of Fred DeSaro's, cars from the 60s, 70s.
the whole car?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How big is this place?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
It's an old house, basically. And it's compact. And then there is just piles upon piles of videotapes and reel-to-reel tapes and programs.
So who owns this?
Well, Rick Mariscal is the guy that basically takes care of it now. I think he lives down the street or something. And they're an amazing resources. So there's really 4 museums in New England. There is the one that Dick Bergeron has outside of Loudon. That Tom Nedishin is basically the guy that takes care of the day-to-days there. It's right outside of Loudon. Then there's the Ron Bouchard Museum, which is at one of his dealerships that Paula, his widow Paula, takes care of. That's where we have the Near Hall of Fame Selection Committee meeting. And then there's one, I believe, in Warren Bentley Saloon. I believe it's like a saloon, yet it's got kind of like a museum on the back half of it. I've never been there, but that's what I've heard of. And then there's the Pro 9 one. And again, the Pro 9 one is not, Rick does a great job of displaying a lot of the stuff there, but it's not necessarily like a showroom type place. You go to Loudon, it's got like the epoxy floors and that kind of.
Yeah.
That's not what this is.
Okay.
But the amount of stuff that is there is incredible, and there was there's everything from whatever Bugsy Stevens ashtrays to there's just all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's amazing.
I like that, the old obscure memorabilia.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff just gets lost at times, so that's sick that it's being preserved.
Yeah. So it was cool. I'm glad that Remy seemed to have a good time. And then we hit up the Portuguese bakery on the way back, which I probably shouldn't.
Nice.
Not good for the diet, but it was worth it.
What
Yeah.
diet?
Barcelos and Fall River. You can't be. It's tremendous. It's
Fall
like
River.
it's another half hour away, but I was like, Remy, we're going.
We passed Seekonk.
We did pass Seekonk, yeah.
Seekonk.
And we said Seekonk every time we drove by it. Yeah, both times, there and back.
You have to.
Bunch of dorks just driving around Seekonk in the car on
Seriously.
the highway. I know. All right, let's get it over to Jack Arias here. Let's take care of things here. We got the weekly update coming your way. Here we go.
All right, before we get started, I want to give a shout out Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update this week. Gonna start off down south. So 8th grader Paulie Hartwig III won the tour race down in Hickory, making him the youngest series rider for the Smart Series winner for the Smart Modified Tour. Luke Baldwin finished 2nd. Matt Hirschman finished 4th, and Jacob Perry finished 8th in his family-owned number 21 car.
Did you see how we did it?
Yeah, Remy's got the clip here.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
go to
roll
this.
it,
Yeah.
roll it.
He was fast though. I mean, look at him. He is.
No, I mean,
He's all over. What is he
Right.
supposed to do here? This is for the win.
yeah. I mean, we've heard about the 3-tap rule, but he gets to tap 6 or 7 by the end of this.
What do you think of this, Alex? Is it too aggressive?
I mean, he was going for his first win. I think Baldwin was out of tire.
Right.
I mean, kind of did what he had to do, right, for his first win.
I don't fault him at all there.
I don't either. He's
Yeah.
in the back of him for the last 3 laps.
I mean, he was literally pushing
yes,
him
it
around.
looks like they're tandeming.
You have to know who you're racing with, too. I think if it was the other way around, it would have been the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're kind of like friends. I think that was said at some point. They have a good relationship, so he wasn't like Luke wasn't too hurt over it.
But Luke is a great driver. He's really come into his own. I wasn't sure how good he was versus his brother at some points, but Luke has really come into his own. Dude is really, really good, but Paulie Hartwig is serious.
Yeah.
He's fast. He's no joke. I don't think he can race tour-type cars around here, so they're running the Smart Tour. Right, how old is he?
He's in 8th
He's
grade,
14.
so he's got to be 14, 15. Yeah.
I don't even know if he's that old. Maybe 13? Is he 14?
Yeah, I think he's 14, 15. Something like
Dude.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this is a great race. And they said, an 8th grader wins it. And I'm just like, I always
He's
told
14.
my dad, dude.
He's 14.
yeah,
I remember last week.
there was
he
going to be a
14.
time in my life when I was going to see the young guys coming up and feel old. That time's officially come. That guy's 10 years younger than me.
Well, the problem is, see, here's the problem today. I don't want to jump the script too much, but I don't know if you're mentioning Keenan Harvick.
No, but I can. If you want.
But, I mean, I'm going to bring it up right now because I was
Yeah,
there. The
yeah.
dude is 12 years old and sat on the pin with 35 pros.
Yeah.
12 years old.
Yeah, he's insane.
Right? So, when are you old in racing now? Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. Hartwig's winning. I can only suspect as soon as Keenan Harvick is old enough to run a cup car, he'll be in one. He's that good.
I mean, it seems to be if your goal is to get to the national level and like you're 18 or 19, you haven't got like a truck or ARCA ride yet, like you're old. Isn't that just insane?
No, it's sad to think that,
but it's true.
At 18, you're old in this
You
sport.
I'm way past my prime.
You're washed up, dude.
Washed.
Yeah.
Of course, Shane says he's 17 in molar years. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
But bouncing off what Diego said, top of the show, down in the Cars Tour, down in what was it, Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tristan McKee won his first race of the season in the Pro Late Model feature.
Yep.
Brody Monahan caught up in a huge pileup, finished 21st.
Yeah, a little disappointing.
All right, so we got a clip of that, and then so we'll just check out what happened to Brody here, and then Diego, maybe you can.
He
kinda...
gets to relive.
It's a restart. Watch his restart.
I like this drone
Yeah, the guy on the
shot,
start,
by
he
the way.
braked. Look at that.
Oh, crash.
And a big pile up to turn 1. Ben Mayer, who was up in the front.
I wanna
2
talk about
rows,
that drone
got
shot,
tagged
too, when
sideways.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
so nice.
That was a nice, yeah.
I disagree.
You don't like it? All right, well, here.
Did you see this? Did you see what just happened?
Yeah.
A misshift again caused that whole pileup.
It's a
What-
sickness.
It's what we talked about
Yeah,
earlier.
before it went on
Look-
the air.
look at
It's a
this.
disease.
Cody Gaskins in the 38 was able to
Boom.
Yeah, yeah,
Look at this.
mid-shift, for sure.
Oh!
And then there goes the field.
It's always
Cars
the
up in the air.
It's always the cars behind it that get the worst of it.
It
Not
is.
The person that missed the shift.
Yeah, so that's you were down there, right? Yeah.
It was, you couldn't really see because we were sitting almost at the entrance, the exit of turn 4, and that happened in
On
one.
the other side, yeah.
And you were like, where's Brody?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't get out of it. Damn. Come on, Brody.
And you got team cars too, right? So
there
you
was
got
4 cars there.
so it's
from
probably kind of you got to figure out.
them. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it
and
was
I'm-
hard to tell. There's a lot of blue cars
and I
orange
was like,
numbers.
I know myself, we had this discussion after with Brody because I'm going to say this, Brody is still learning, right? He's learning, I say back in the day, if we got into a wreck, man, we were dragging bumpers and radiators to try to get back into the pit area. The unfortunate part was Brody was on top of another car, and my brother's like, "Why didn't you keep going?" And because you just, and the team said, "Listen, we're done," but you don't know if you're done. Like you keep fighting to see another lap all the time, and that's some big time racing. It's like so next level. It's unbelievable the amount of money that's spent. You can't even fathom it. I mean, you just look at the haulers. Like the haulers are $500,000 to $750,000.
Yeah.
For the hauler. Never mind the 4 cars that come out of it that are brand new.
Yeah.
You're like, it's so next level racing, so it's so unfortunate that it happened. And we were bummed because we were there 3-4 days.
Right.
And we had a pretty good car. We were riding around. Brody does a great job and usually of protecting the wheels. And it's what we talked about earlier. Shifting with youngsters is a lost art. And it happened, you heard Junior talk about it.
Right.
And it happened here with TJ DeCare on the front row or in the second row. And there was a lot of carnage. There's probably $500,000 worth of carnage there.
So,
go on.
I was just going to say, Rob, just real quick on that drone shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Why don't you like it?
I mean, I like the shot, but I don't like the shot in like the coverage. Go ahead and play it, Rem. Like it's a cool shot, but not for coverage of the race. That's a cool shot if you're making a promo, but they basically missed how that started.
Yeah, they hung on
they're
it for
trying
too
to.
long. Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe I feel like that's a better thing for like the choose.
Right? You can kill it, Rem.
Yeah, I get what
I
you're
like
saying.
those shots for promo stuff, but not for race coverage. Race coverage, stick to the action. They missed it. You had to go back on the replay, but that's just me video geeking out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
No,
Jack.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Mini Tyrell won the late model feature on the Cars Tour.
No. He won the pole.
Oh, who won the race?
Connor
Did we
Hall.
get that wrong?
Connor
bad.
Hall.
My fault.
Bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's
Sorry,
on me.
no, Mini Tyrell finished second, but he led almost the whole freaking race.
Okay. All right.
Mini Tyrell.
He's badass too. Mini Tyrell's his
I must have
name.
That's his
misread
legal name?
the
Yeah.
article.
He won the pole and led probably 7/8 of the race.
You know what? You reminded me. I got to get the old Monaco Ford results ticker up. What was I thinking?
Oh,
Shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hopefully we didn't screw that result
Yeah,
up
yeah,
in that
yeah,
thing there.
yep.
But big thanks to Monaco Ford as always. Sorry about that delay. The ticker is now rolling. Jack, please continue.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick. We're going to talk about NASCAR, but again, we're going to keep this very quick because we all could go on and on about this weekend. But
You got that right.
Kyle Larson dominated, swept just shy of sweeping the weekend, finished second in the truck race. He won the Xfinity race, won the Cup race in insanely boring fashion.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'm happy I went to the race last spring and not this one.
yeah. What's going on?
It's something about the way the tire, the track takes the rubber. I mean, last year they put this resin down and it was cold, so the track wasn't taking rubber. Tires were getting shredded up. There's like this weird temperature threshold that like the tire suddenly doesn't race as good.
I just
They
don't
can't figure it
understand
out.
how a slight change in temperature can shred a tire, can make a tire change from shredding after 40 laps to lasting 150,
right. And
170.
they all
You know what they
thought it
shoulda
would be
did?
like that.
They should have watered down the track.
That's true. They should have. You know what? They should have put dirt on it.
They should have put dirt on it. Why
It
don't
would
they
have been
do
better.
that?
It would have been. And I
You know
hate
what's
to say that.
terrible?
I really
like,
do.
I look forward to watching Atlanta now,
Yes.
right? And then I used to love Bristol.
Right.
When
And would you
Bristol
have said
was-
that 20 years ago?
You'd be running home on a Saturday night
Right.
to put Bristol on,
Right.
and now you could give it. It's just not fun.
Yeah.
I don't understand why
Yeah.
they screwed that up.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to take, in my opinion, pretty big swings.
I mean, I'm sure Rich Keeter. I'm sure.
I just did that right in front of your camera, huh?
I just got redacted.
Sorry.
I'm
Sorry
off
about
the
that.
show.
Yeah,
No,
my bad.
They listen. At this point, I'm just saying, like, rip the underbody off. You got to try. Anything.
Is that what it is?
I don't know, but the problem is they're not really trying much of anything.
I mean, come on, Rich Keeter. Let us know what's
Right.
happening
Please,
here.
Rich, do you have more info?
I mean, I don't know what's happening, but I used to live for short track racing on NASCAR.
I agree.
Because it was the one time where drivers could showcase their talents, and slice and dice through the field. Restarts.
I just don't think the next gen car is meant for
Is that
short
what it
track.
is?
Right.
Yeah, it's the car. It's the way the car is
It is.
manufactured.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean,
it's
let's
meant for like
just-
super speedways and not.
God, why can't we just go
short
back to the
tracks.
days when Dale Earnhardt raced and all those cars? I mean, it was so fun to watch.
Remy, how old
You
does
know?
Diego sound?
very old.
Is it? But
Alex is shaking his head, too.
We play the
Yeah.
plays here. Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch wins.
No, but here's the
I
thing.
mean, you don't get those anymore.
Yes,
really.
I understand what you're coming from too, but like with Bristol, like this is a new issue. I mean, as recently as 2020, 2021, it was putting on good races. It has to be the car. It was
Yeah.
like an overnight.
Well, you know,
There's
it's
not
funny.
enough power. I don't know what it is. Like, they got to try something.
When we went to last year, so my brother and Brody became really good friends with Matt McCall, who used to crew chief for Brad Kozlowski. And so we got to go in last year. He brought us in the back, and it was just, we were hanging out. They have, everything is bought now. They're not manufactured there. Every piece is bought from NASCAR. There's like these crazy sick laser jigs that just set up, and you just got to put the puzzle
I mean,
together.
it's a kit car.
And it's a kit car.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't even be mad about the kit car if it was a good kit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so strange to me that I am now like, can't wait for Charlotte, can't wait for Atlanta. I never
Right.
was saying that throughout the rest of my life.
Right. The mile and
I
a
never
half-
say that either, by the way.
Well, you don't say that ever. That's never come out of your mouth. I doubt one time.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't want to continue this.
Yeah,
I can go for 2 hours.
Ryan Preece finished 20th, which keeps him in a playoff spot, 14th in the Cup standings.
Oh, really?
yeah,
yeah.
we'll take that.
I didn't see how, I mean, was he in contention all day or not really?
Not really, no.
Didn't he get the lucky dog like twice or something?
Yeah,
He did?
Yeah, he was fighting with Larson a lot just to keep
Stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he didn't really. So the Sunoco 604 mods have been removed from the Northeast Classic in New Hampshire due to the quick turnaround from the midweek icebreaker. Like Rob said at the beginning of the show, the icebreaker is scheduled for tomorrow with the Northeast Classic now, just 3 days later.
Dude, that's, I mean, can we touch on that real quick?
It's unfortunate that all these things are.
How about
it's
for the
just too close
promoter
together.
of each race
Yeah,
is who?
It's got to be terrible.
Isn't it Chris Machado
Yes,
runs
it
both
is.
of them?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so could you imagine? Let's just say this. The tour cars are running tomorrow, right?
Yes.
And then he's hoping to get as many tour type cars as he can Saturday.
Yes,
I mean, that's a quick turnaround for anybody that was thinking about doing that.
it is. And there are even some guys I saw who can't make it because of the Stafford practice. I mean, there's a lot of overlap there too.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
it's
It's
just
an
such a bad
unfortunate
situation
scenario. Yep.
for him.
Yeah.
And it's Easter weekend. Like, I talked to somebody today who was bringing their late model there, and they're not going now.
Yep.
It's Easter weekend. The guys that they had going with them have things to do. I don't know, different
Yeah.
situations. Man, what a tough spot for Chris Machado to be in.
I hear you.
Man.
Shout out to Les Hinckley, who earlier this month announced he'd be retiring from driving. After a 30-year career driving pro stocks and modifieds, he is currently recovering from a third spinal surgery. So prayers to him. He scored 40 feature wins during his career. He was the 2003 Pro Stock Track Champion at Monadnock. He was a regular on the Monaco Modified Series since its inception.
Yep.
He posted on his race team's Facebook page that the 06 will be back on the track once he heals up with the new driver, with him continuing as the car owner. So,
Alex,
shout
did you
out to
put your
him.
resume in?
Get on that, Pearl.
Come on,
Let's
bro.
go.
What
Come
are we
on.
doing?
I think that ride's already. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Inside scoop. Go ahead, dish. No.
You heard it live here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. I got to know Les over the last few years. Super nice guy.
oh yeah, he's great. at
And
Monaco.
yeah,
Dude,
it's
his
just,
cars have always been gorgeous.
Yeah,
listen.
they look really nice.
Dude.
this one that he got, this one he's had the last couple of years that he got from Priest.
So
That's one of my
beautiful.
favorite favorite modified designs ever.
Really?
That's a slick looking car.
I thought, no, those are all nice.
Yeah.
But I thought his Chuck Montville year cars,
Yeah, the yellow. Yep. Yeah, those were pretty slick too.
my God,
Yeah.
all the chrome all over them all the time. I mean, down to the seats being polished to match the chrome
Yeah.
Nerf bars. I mean, like, if you used to look at the craftsmanship on those cars, they were second to none.
Yep.
And when they showed up, they were bad fast too.
Yep.
They weren't all show because they were show and go.
There's certain guys that you could tell took the time in the how their car looks, and Les was definitely one of them for sure.
Always cared. Even after Chuck passed,
yeah,
he
kept it going.
continued on with great looking race cars. I love great looking race cars.
Well, it's cool that even though he can't physically do the racing anymore, that he's still going to be in the sport, car owning, bringing the car there. So it's all good to hear. So.
All right. Last thing, just real quick. Seekonk launched their new website at seekonkspeedway.com. Be sure to check it out for all their info for the season and new historical content for the track's 80-year history by the specific decade. So that's it. Again, Fowler's Auto Wrecking. Appreciate it for the weekly update. So.
Well done, my friend. Yeah, their website looks pretty sharp, man.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it was good to see that update being. And I, of course, me with the history, I noticed that they did basically by decades. They do history in the 80s, history in the 90s. So cool stuff. Be sure to check it out. All right, Rems, you ready? Mm-hmm. It is time for the ever popular Nostalgia. Oh, the Waddell Communications.
That's right.
Nostalgia Nugget.
Got it.
Nailed it. All right. Let's see what I got for you here. So it is the official Speedbowl birthday, April 15th. Also tax day. If you were unaware, that's a shame. So I did a little something like this way back, with Alex here. We were talking about the heyday of the old Pearl website. And I did something like this similar in the old forum days. But just to get a little taste for just how long the Speedbowl has been open, I got a couple of nuggets here from history that have, to give you some perspective here. So the Speedbowl opened 40 years before, before the World Wide Web started. 34 years before the Blockbuster video store started. 30 years before MTV debuted. 28 years before ESPN debuted. 26 years before George Lucas's Star Wars debuted. 22 years before the Dolphins' undefeated season. 20 years before Amtrak was debuted for business. 17 years before the Madison Square Garden opened. The Speedbowl opened 13 years before the first time Rudolph's Christmas special aired in claymation.
God.
13 years before Richard Petty won the first of his 7 Daytona 500s. 8 years before Alaska and Hawaii were actually states in the United States. The Dodgers played in Brooklyn and the Giants played in New York for 7 more seasons after the Speedbowl opened before they moved to the West Coast. It was 5 years before Elvis Presley's performance on the Milton Berle Show created a storm of controversy for his energetic and exaggerated body movements, which were deemed too vulgar for national television at the time.
Wow.
It was 4 years before Walt Disney opened the first amusement park called Disneyland in Anaheim, California. It was 3 years before the first version of The Tonight Show debuted on NBC with Steve Allen. It was 2 years before the oldest continuously operating McDonald's restaurant in the U.S. opened its doors for the first time. It was 11 months before the Moondog Coronation Ball in Cleveland, widely considered the first ever rock and roll concert. It was also 2 months before CBS aired a program called Premiere, considered the first program in U.S. television history to be broadcast in color.
Damn.
It was 6 months before the first episode of I Love Lucy actually aired on TV. And it was 2 days before New York Yankees rookie Mickey Mantle played his first game for the Yankees.
So
that's how long the Speedbowl's been open.
What you say it is, the Speedbowl old as hell.
It's been old as hell. So,
and 53 years before the birth of Fro. Yes. Very important milestone for the world. Gotta get that one in there.
So I was doing some other things here from 1951. So that in 1951, 23% of the U.S. households had a TV. That's compared to 97% today. The average salary was $3,500 a year. An average home cost $9,000. The average new car cost $1,500. A loaf of bread was 16 cents, and a dozen eggs was 24. Damn. Yeah, long time ago. So, Diego, you and I always get our balls busted because we're old, but we're not Speedbowl old.
We're not.
You know what I'm saying? So we got a little. We got a little something. So that's your nostalgia nugget of the week. Now let's go back to the bullpen for our man Fro. Giddy up.
Start things off with a shout out to the beautiful people at Hoosier Tire East. Always. Thank you for sponsoring this segment. Now, was there a joke in there? Was that really?
No, it's just it kind of fit. Go ahead.
You're kind of right, though. All right. Last year, okay, we were talking about the limited lates, seems like, at Stafford every week. And we were just baffled by the winners. It was just nonstop. Felt like a slot machine. Do you think there will be a series like that this year? Or a division? I have to correct myself almost every week. A division or series, I guess either would work, that is going to give that same effect.
Can it be the same division?
I suppose.
I mean, the limited.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to beat, man. I mean, the first 9 races, there was 9 different winners, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're getting Haidar and Lafayette
and Norm Root.
and Norm Root. Oh, so Norm Root messaged me for a little clarity. He's racing the bowl, and Stafford is not a full season thing at this point.
Okay.
So, but it sounds like things could change. But
Oh, yeah.
he did message me with a little bit of clarity. So, but yeah, they seem to have a nice influx of cars
it's
and
a nice-
without anybody leaving.
It's a nice spice up by dropping Haidar and Lafayette in there.
Yeah,
You know, it's just like adding to the special sauce.
right.
Right.
It's really what's happening. I mean, the SKs are going to be great because they have our
This
guests.
guy right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, they got you showing up. The battle between, the Rookie of the Year is, I know we've spoken of that, but, that division always puts on. I mean, there's so many different winners to start the year there. You know, the SKs, they go up and down, though. You know, you get somebody that's hot for a while, like
Right.
DiMatteo will be hot. Then he
Talman.
cools off. Talman's hot. Then he
Right.
cools off. Then at the end of the year, Christopher turns it up.
Right.
It's a great division too. I still. This was just me the last couple of years. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but I used to love watching the SK lights. When we were home in the garage working, and I would get up and I couldn't wait to watch the SK lights for some reason. And I don't know if I'm a big fan of the 602 motor because I like the SKs, but
Right.
there's so many cars in the 602, in the SK lights, that has the potential always to be massive.
Yeah,
It
just by the
always-
car count.
Just
yeah.
by the car count alone. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, there's 3 I could think of. SK Lights, just because, there's so many names I've lost track that are coming in. The car count is just unbelievable. I don't even know
Well-
which cars are going to be competitive because there are cars coming in I've never seen. There are cars coming in with no picture, no driver listed. I'm like, it's up in the air. There could be 15, 18 winners.
There's a few people in the chat. The one thing that Stafford has done is made every division awesome.
Right.
They're not, and I don't mean to knock the Speedbowl here because, I'm a Speedbowl guy, but the Roots keep it tight. They keep it their own divisions. They're not bringing in 22 divisions.
Right.
So they spread. So he's not running some other car, and this guy's over here running this now. You have your options. If you're an open wheel guy, it's either SK or SK Light.
Right.
Right.
Right? If you're a fendered guy, they do a great job. So every division has healthy car counts.
Right.
The late model race is fantastic every week.
Yeah.
It really is now with Gambacorta, Meyer, who was here last week, Gray,
Right.
Wayne Corey, Delicious.
Delicious.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But I just named off, never mind Durant and all these guys. That's a great division.
Well, and Bonza just said in the chat, look at the guys who didn't win that I really could easily see winning this year.
Right.
Corey, Fern,
So
Butler.
I never mentioned Bobby Sturck.
Right, Stark.
I think Bobby Sturck,
He's got a chip on his
he's
shoulder.
one
Yeah.
to about to explode on the scene. I
Right.
would not be surprised. Bobby Sturck got so close so many times last year, and then he got into a few wrecks that really set him back.
Right.
He was very close to podium runs. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocked off a win or two here early in the year.
100%.
Right. That division could be spectacular this year because I don't know if you guys watch BFR's Facebook page, but there's new late models rolling out of there regularly. You know, and so everybody, I think Wayne Corey's got one. You know, Fern's probably doing something a little different. Guys, Adam Gray's got a new one. So, you know, big shout out to Stafford for putting on some great divisions.
Alrighty. Now, there's been a lot of talk about new race directors, right? If you're a race director, at what point are you throwing the black flag for rough driving, disorder? Where do you draw the line?
I think if you're blatantly trying to take a guy out just because, I think if it's blatantly obvious that you're trying to wreck or you're trying to pass aggressively, that's, you know, how am I trying to, I don't know.
Well, I think sometimes it's tough, though. Sometimes it can just be a matter of, like, a lot of times I'll see, I think we had this issue with, what's the kid there that got bounced for the year last year?
RJ.
And part of what Fox was saying was that he had been told repeatedly to stay in his lane or whatever. I forget what the infraction was. But you don't really hear that if you're not on the radio. Yeah. But just basically ignoring race control, even if you disagree with them, is warranted enough to get DQ'd if you do it persistently enough. If you go 7 laps and you're just basically ignoring what race control is telling you, then you're going to get the boot, which is basically what happened to him.
You know, to me, I'm on the other side of that, like I always am. But
you think you can just ignore race control if they're telling you to do something?
No, but for me, I don't care if it's Tom Fox or Sid DiMaggio, and I'm out there racing in third, and there's 2 or 3 of us checked out from the pack, and we're racing hard, and you're pretty much, you know, if I feel like I want to be right here, it's my spot, why do I have to move? Why do I have to move? I built my car like they built their car. I spent as much money as they spent. You're telling me to move because they're faster? I mean, if you're going like this and you're just mirroring wherever they go.
Yeah, but would a race director tell you to move because the cars near you are faster?
Well, no, but isn't that what happened? I'm not sure what was happening.
I don't think so.
Well, what did you say? They told him to stay in line or something, right?
I thought they said that he was taking up two grooves in the track. I could be wrong. I don't remember.
Yeah, so
I know that at Stafford, like with the race control or the receiver divisions, they do say on the radio, like, "Hey, so and so, hold your line."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that whole situation, but you know.
No, I mean, listen, if your scenario played out, then I guess I would probably be on your side. But that also means you have a terrible race director. You can't be a race director and just say move over. These cars are faster.
Well, no,
but I mean, I don't think that they would say that. But
no, they didn't. That's
but
what
race control. I mean, that is the authority of the race.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, if they tell you to do something, and you don't do it, you're going to get the boot. You cannot like it all you want. Those are the rules.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I understand that. So if the race director says something, so that wasn't a knock towards Fox. That could be anybody.
No, I get you. Right.
You know what I mean? Like my point is that Alex Pearl and his family builds his car like Tom DiMaggio builds his cars. That's all I was saying.
Yours
right?
would be faster.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know where the line is, but I would say as long as it's consistent, no matter who it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you get screwed, I hope everybody gets screwed at one point. So,
Right.
Well, yeah, right. You know who has rules like that is the Pro Truck Tour.
Yeah.
Right? So they just sometimes just
That's almost an extreme on the other end.
It's just such a
right.
The only thing about it, it's so extreme that it just makes you not want to race.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But the guys that race at series like it like that.
Yeah.
I guess, because they have these rules meetings. At least it's consistent.
Damn.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm late on this. It would have been funnier if I did it 3 seconds
What was
earlier.
the question, though?
I don't know.
Where do you draw the line at aggressive driving?
Dude,
Yeah.
So back to that.
Go ahead. Monahan,
back
go.
to that situation. Nobody wants to watch what we watched at Bristol. I know Keeter said it was a good race amongst, but it becomes a snooze fest. I was at Cordell this weekend. You know their rule is 40 consistent green flag laps to throw in the caution.
What?
Yeah, that's a Cars Tour rule.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep.
40 laps, they throw the caution because it becomes a snooze fest for everybody.
Yeah, I mean it's like the caution clock.
The problem is
You don't like that rule?
Yeah.
No, I hate it.
I'm not a fan
I
of
think it's terrible.
pre-manufactured
right.
race manipulation. I don't know.
So the problem after that, everybody wrecked. 6, 7 straight restarts in a row.
Right.
Yeah,
or
that's
maybe
tough.
5. So then you look back, you're like, damn, that sucks.
Right.
But the Cars Tour, obviously Earnhardt, Harvick, and them, they're all in together on these rules.
Right.
They want to make it as entertaining as they can for the fans, not for the drivers. They want the drivers to enjoy it. But if the fans aren't in the stands or watching on TV,
Right.
there's no Cars Tour series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been its own stat chat topic, that lap caution clock. I mean, it is, yes, I mean, they are clearly in agreement. They're drivers. I don't know how they feel about it, but, everyone that's in the crowd, they seem happy with it. For me, it's almost like when you're throwing the caution every 40 laps, like, you kind of lose the veil of legitimacy a little bit. It stops feeling like, okay, this is like a competition.
Yeah.
And more of like, this is clearly supposed to be an entertainment product. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because racing is obviously entertainment, but I don't know.
The problem is you never win. You never win. To me, if somebody goes in, it's like racing a road course race and going into the hairpin turn, and the guy behind you knows you have to slow down to make the hairpin, and just never lifts and clean you out.
Right.
Right. Now that is pretty ghetto.
Right.
Right. Pretty ghetto move.
Yeah.
That deserves to get thrown out. I mean, I think there needs to be rubbing. I think there needs to be a little banging. You don't want wrecked race cars, but you need entertainment.
Yes.
I mean, you need it to be exciting for the people sitting in the stands. I know the drivers don't want to hear that because it's jeopardizing your equipment. And the last thing you want to see is somebody wrecked. But the last thing I want to see is my grandstands empty, too.
That's
Yeah,
a good
see,
point.
as soon as you brought that rule up, I'm like, oh, that sounds great. I mean, how many times have you watched Sid's View? And I'm sitting there going, I'd love a caution right now, right? And that
Right.
basically sets it up. But then the next thing you said is they just wrecked for like 4 straight
They did.
restarts
Right.
after that, where I
Yeah.
can totally see Alex's point of view. Like, if you're leading that race and you're like,
Yeah.
we had to double up so that this could happen. So I,
Yeah.
I
No,
get both sides of it.
Even
but-
as a fan, I'm walking away thinking like, this is stupid. Like it clearly manufactured, and now, like you said, we got $500,000 wrecked. I mean,
Yeah, at the Cars Tour race, I was slightly excited when as a fan, I was like, oh, this is going to be cool because the whole field had just spread out and they were starting to get lapped. And I'm like, this is 40 straight laps is becoming a snooze fest.
Keita brings up a great point. How is a caution every 45 laps any different than stage breaks, which people seem to hate?
Yeah.
Just true. I hate the stage racing.
I was
Yeah.
going to bring up like the road courses. It kind of ruined the strategy.
Oh,
Like everyone
completely.
pits right before the stage break because they know the caution's going to come out and they're going to cycle back to the front.
It
Right.
hit the super speedways worse because now everyone rides around going freaking 165 at Daytona at half throttle, and then the last
Yeah.
2 laps, go, and they crash 5 times. Like, I don't want to see that.
I will say though, like a caution or a restart in a short track series or at a short track's regular divisions is a lot different than a restart at the cup level.
100%.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, 2 different animals.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It instantly gets your blood pumping immediately.
Yep.
Every restart, you're like, oh, here we go.
Right.
All right, well, we definitely lost the plot on that question, but good conversation. Very good. I got one more for y'all. Definitely more on the personal side of things. We talk about a lot of drivers, crew guys, crew chiefs. But who would you say is the biggest unsung hero in short track racing? In your experience, could be someone working behind the scenes, handicappers booth, things like that. And if you don't think there really is one right now, who would you say in the past was the best example of that? Helping to really, on the side of getting the show run.
I mean, that's a big question.
God, there's so many.
Right. I mean, there's probably people on the media side. There's probably, back in the day when there was a lot more ingenuity in the pits. There was a lot more, even just like with the tires, right? Like basically now you guys have to buy Hoosier tires, right? I mean, back then there was M&H tires, there was Firestone, there was I forget, there was 3 or 4 different choices you had. So there was, people like Marvin Rifkin, and there's a lot there. I don't know if you could just pin it down to one person.
To me, a little bit, it goes back to the very, very core of the racetrack.
Yeah.
And that's like
Jackaroot would be a big one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, or yeah, is that Dave's father? Dave and
No, that's Mark's father.
Mark's father.
He's the one that bought the track
Yep.
in the
So
70s.
Jack. So even Mark, though, you know, Mark, like you, Dave came in here and he says, Mark knows every nook and cranny,
Yeah.
pipe, you name it. He knows where it's at. That place
I would-
does. What's
Yeah,
that?
I was going to say, I would think that Jack did too. Back
Yeah,
in the
Jack
day.
did too.
Yeah.
Same type of person, but in our era.
They've
Like-
done a great job, I think, of continuing the forward-thinking mentality that
Yeah.
Jack brought to the sport. I mean, he was really like a rebel when he came out. Like, his ideas were just not what the norm was at the
Yeah.
time. Like pushing to get the pinto-bodied modifieds legal, which basically ended the coupe era and made the modifieds look like what they still kind of look
Yeah.
like now.
Yep.
And moving Stafford to Friday nights, which has just been an amazing idea because now all the guys that race on tours still can race SKs there, and there's
Yep.
not really a lot of conflicts.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of, and all that is about bringing the sport forward. And Mark did a lot of that, and now you have what Paul and David are doing, especially in today's world of social media. That
Right.
forward thinking
Yeah.
has.
So to me, it meant something different to me, the question, because I get where you are. I get so to me, like Dave Root and Paul Root, they get a lot of publicity. They're not the
Yeah, I would say they're sung
they're not
heroes.
the unsung
Right,
heroes
right.
because those guys are doing great things and people are aware of it.
Yeah.
To me, the unsung hero would be like a Bubby Brower,
Yeah.
right? The
Oh,
guy that's
100%.
pumping the water out so you can go racing,
Right.
or that does this that nobody knows about.
Right.
Guy's working all week to make sure that speaker right there is working when Matt Buckler goes to talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's my impression, and that's why I mentioned Mark Root, because during the week when there's problems, I mean, Dave and Paul probably know, but their go-to probably was their father to make sure that the ball continues to roll, that nobody talks about Mark Root.
Yeah.
That was my impression on that question, but that was like the question we had last week. We both, I forgot what it was, but we looked at it in two total different ways.
Listen, that's why it's an engaging podcast. Right.
So, yep.
Alrighty. Well, there you have it.
Hey, you know what, Guy? Good for you. That
Oh,
was
thank you, thank you.
another round of tremendous questions. Love going down to the bullpen. Well played.
Oh, and let me just say, shout out to Linda and Julie. They're a very popular answer in the chat.
All right then.
Yeah.
Yep. I had to give them one shout because there's like 5-6 people in there.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't
Shout.
even know. Who's Linda?
Linda was she did like scoring and
Oh, she does?
yeah,
She works with Julie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She works at the bowling.
Julie's been at it for years. I mean, while we're at it.
Yeah.
Man, she was just running scoring at every track.
Right.
Yeah.
Like every race that was going on, Julie. How does she go on vacation in the summer? She can't.
No, see, that's an unsung hero.
Yeah,
Like,
she
that's-
is
right.
vital to what is going on at
Right.
every racetrack. It's unbelievable.
All right, let's keep it moving. Time for another wonderful mid-state site development. Did you know segment? Giddy up. So, Diego, do you remember in the late 2000s, ACT late models had taken over the Speedbowl, and Bruce Thomas Jr. was at the height of his powers, and they had this thing called the ACT Invitational, and he went up to Loudon and ended up leading the.
I remember
right?
very well.
That was a big deal, right?
Big deal. Everybody was keeping posted all day.
Yeah. So, did you know that the Northeast Classic race is basically like the same lineage as that race? I noticed that when I was, this actually was posted on their social media, and so I'm just going to throw it up here. So, that goes back to 2009, and this race was called the ACT Invitational. And I think it was that very first one that Eddie McDonald won in 2009 was the one that we remember with Bruce.
Yeah.
and they have basically kind of parlayed that into now what is called the Northeast Classic.
Yep.
So that race now that is hopefully happens this upcoming weekend is going on. What is that? 16, 17-year history
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
So
Look
yeah.
how the dates have changed. The race used to be in September almost all the time, 1 August there.
Right.
Yeah.
And now they're all
Yeah, it looks like COVID really shook up the formula.
pre-spring almost, where it is cold.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
rebrand
in New
there.
Hampshire. I mean,
Yep.
if they had that race 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was 30 degrees.
It's
I
still
mean, how
gonna
many
be freaking
people
30
sit in the
degrees.
stands?
Yeah.
Right. Thompson's
Ooh.
going to be 30 degrees tomorrow.
Is it?
Dude, it's going to be bad.
Woo! Hey, Jack, you gonna wear your shorts and t-shirts? Oh, you're not going. No tri-track tomorrow.
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment.
All right, Diego, saddle up and get ready, my friend. It's
What?
that time again. You know what time it is.
All right. Thanks to Ed Marcel, Firewood, and Land Clearing for this segment of Viewer Mail. All right, this one comes. Yes. Are you guys ready for this?
We're ready.
Okay.
I'd say so.
Mr. Pearl?
I'm ready.
All right, cool.
Born ready. Come on.
All right. This is from Michael. If money or resistance from the town wasn't an issue, do you guys think the Speedbowl would benefit from a wraparound style pit road starting in turn 3 and exiting in turn 2?
No.
I think it would be cool as hell.
I think it would be too congested.
I
I think I've always wanted to do this. If they, if you came out, maybe even if you took the turn 3 gate, moved it a little bit closer to this scoreboard, you came in there, you actually, this is a lot of excavating, it's probably expensive, but if you elevated that a little bit so that you could get a clean shot of that from the grandstands, and that was your pit road,
Yeah.
and it basically wrapped around all the way to the turn 4 gate, right?
Yeah.
That property there now, I think, would be
it-
available, and then you still have an element where it's not as congested, but it's still kind of a live pit road that you could see from
Right.
the grandstands.
if they completely paved the infield of the Speedbowl and made a pit road, the place would look badass.
Oh, I would hate it.
I
That's
just
like
went-
Wall Stadium.
I
Wall
just
Stadium's
went-
just one
Yes.
big
But
sheet of
you
asphalt.
got to put like the right barriers up and stuff. I mean, it'd be an inside wall at that point.
Yeah, I
But
wouldn't like it.
I just went to Cordell. That was 3/8 mile. Every tractor trailer parked in the
Yeah.
infield.
I don't know. That would.
Yeah,
that would,
see, I would hate that.
They had to move them before the start of the race. Everybody had to move their trucks.
I just
Right.
wonder how
Out of
would
the
that
tra-
change
That's what I'm saying, right? Too congested.
the logistics of like getting around the track. I mean, if there was a pit road
well,
back
because
there,
then you could have a tour type race
right?
with live pit stops. It also gives you the opportunity to start at least some sort of karting program, right? Because now you have a completely paved infield.
Yeah, but they had carts there before they did
Well,
that.
they had SXR.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's still
Let's-
carts.
Yeah, it's way different and wasn't as organized. It was Tapley putting something together on the side. It had nothing to do with the track.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to be successful, you'd almost have to follow or do some sort of thing like Stafford.
I just feel like you're trying to do something that the Speedbowl's not. I mean, the
Yeah.
Speedbowl's not big enough for infield pitting, so why try to do it?
Yeah,
I mean, if they put a big drain in the middle of it, I'd be chilling.
they'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I could make a bad joke right now, but I won't.
It would be very expensive to do. That's for sure.
See, it would be less. My idea would be less expensive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pushing for. All right, what else you got?
All right, this is from Eric. There are SK Modifieds lists at Stafford with no drivers' names to them.
Yeah. Just talked
Interesting.
about that.
Interesting.
What rumors or names have you heard about who would be racing in these cars? What about Georgie Bassett?
Okay.
You know, I heard a rumor that Remy was actually going to be getting in one.
Getting in
Dude,
what?
that'd be
I'm
Okay.
so scared right now.
I would be terrified.
Dude, Alex, you gotta watch your stuff, dude.
Alex, you
You're trying
got
to
any
get that.
inside info on this?
No, I don't. This is all new to me.
So who's the new guys in the SKs?
Alex and Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know,
That's it.
Right?
I mean, this is really outside of our wheelhouse. I don't really have any inside scoop. I actually
Yeah.
browsed the Stafford's website
just
to
couldn't
get my
tell.
information. So if it's not there,
yeah.
I'm out.
I mean, that's same. It's
Yeah.
not on the website.
Yeah.
We could call people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking a look here. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know of anybody. I mean, I haven't heard any inside scoop on anything.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of surprised. You know, Georgie Bassett's thing didn't go well with the car last year. Seemed to be getting in a lot of skirmishes every lap.
Yes.
Every race with a really fast car. And he may be focusing on the tour type stuff now. But
yeah, but I mean, like they're saying in the chat, I don't think that like the TBA cars are not like some industry secret. I mean, there are people just claiming the number, like, oh, we might run this car for a few races. We don't know who's going to be in it yet.
Yeah, right.
But we want to get the number saved for the season. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it would be cool if there was like 15 like mystery cars.
Right.
I don't. It's just not. It's not like that.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to Dane. This is our last one. This might be up in to Sid's wheelhouse here.
Okay, bring it.
Okay. Woo! Heard Racing Reference mentioned a couple weeks ago in the Did You Know portion of the live show. Was curious though, if the crew, particularly Sid, had ever come across the website The Third Turn. It's a user-run wiki that's loaded with statistical history on national and regional touring series. Has a bunch of stuff that is cool to poke and search around on, even from all the current New England series. There's only a handful of concurrent users ever at a time on it, and there's obviously tons to go over. So there isn't. Hold on, let me move my picture. So there isn't everything, and it's not perfect, but it's a cool little stat site that could come in handy for some nostalgic nuggets in the future and so forth.
Yeah.
Do you know about that site?
100%. Yep.
You do?
Yeah, and I've actually messaged them just about their research and whatnot, and it is a cool site for sure. When it comes to NASCAR stats, Race and Reference is definitely much easier, user interface kind of deal.
Yeah, it's the best.
So why does it? How do people find out about that stuff like that? Like even when you and Remy went to, I've been in racing my whole life and didn't know about it.
Well, you don't like history, so
Well,
that's why you don't know about it.
Well, I've never even heard of it. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
that's disappointing. But
Yeah.
I mean, you just you start talking to people that do it, and you just kind of it wasn't like when I first decided to be a historian, I knew about all this stuff. It took years before you find it out.
Yeah.
The issue is, statistical research is there's a lot of minutia to it. There's a lot of things like, when I did the Speedbowl, like you had to establish certain parameters of how you were going to do things, whether it was how you're going to, anything from how you're going to define a stat and how that carries through the whole history of the track to, like divisions, the lineage of divisions and that kind of thing.
Right.
And for example, with the Speedbowl, like the Speedbowl has the modified division that, the way I did the history was lasted from 1951 to 1984. And then another division is the SK Modifieds, which started in 1985 and go until now.
Right.
Now, some people you talk to will say that there's just modified champions at the Speedbowl and they throw them all together, and that's totally fine. But I did it as two different divisions because the SKs were born at Stafford, and for like 5 years, the mods and SKs were two totally different divisions.
Right.
It's basically no different than the SKs and the SK Lights now. It's just 40 years later. And so, but there's no guarantee that whoever's doing the third turn, or there's another racing site called ultimateracinghhistory.com. And, everybody does things their own way to what suits what they're doing. So, like, I do the stats on Speedbowl history. I keep trying to update it. It's not great. I know that it's not perfect, but I know how to use that site. I know how to find it. And when I'm doing historical stuff and I need to reference it, it's there. That's why I use Racing Reference as well for NASCAR stuff. And I also do some stuff on Near's website, and I created some stats there that I know that I want to use, that I'm going to need. And if other people use them, that is great.
Right.
But anybody that's doing statistical history will always kind of conform to do it to what is best for them. And the third turn, guys, I agree with everything.
But so it's is it a group of guys that just update it?
Yeah.
So is that what
but there's
happens?
a lot of stuff missing. I mean, they could easily browse Speedbowl history for a couple days and get some more info.
Yeah,
But that stuff's hard to keep up. Like I've had this conversation with Nick Tito, who's always telling me he wants to, get all the winners to Plainville Stadium, and then he's going to do it for all these tracks. And God bless him if he can pull it off.
Right.
I know I did it for the Speedbowl. I did it for like 10 years, and I'm freaking exhausted, dude. Like
Right.
it's cumbersome to just update it at the end of every year now,
Right.
and then update the record book. Like the third turn, like you said, like you can go to all the NASCAR ones, you can go to ACT, you can go to all these ones. I found a bunch of stuff for years about the New England Pro Stock Association that lasted for like 4 years. They had all the stats. Like all that stuff's great, but who's doing that? Like, it's a volunteer effort to do those things,
right?
And that's, I think, the biggest key to it. For example, I do the KGM archives now with the stuff I gotten from the Meisenhelders, and I've been able to do anywhere from 10 to 16 hours a week for the last month and a half, and we basically have one Riverside Park season and one Stafford season that we haven't even posted yet.
Right.
And that is a lot, that's volunteer work to do that. There's not a lot of money behind preserving the history. And so I've looked at Third Turn. They have been very helpful. And I remember doing some things, like I was going through Speedway scenes for something, and it was like the Thompson 300s, I think. And they had like a race recap, and it showed the official finish, right? So it had where you started, who won the pole, time of the race, number of cautions, all that stuff. And I snapshotted it. As I was doing other research, I snapshotted them all thinking, I'll send these to the Third Turn guys. And I never got back to do that. Now, they're all in my Google Photos. I can go find it.
Right.
But it's like, where that's prioritized in my list of things to do, it's tough to find. Maybe someday I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Then I'll send it to them, and then they're going to say, oh, this is great. Look at all this info. When am I going to have time to go update the Thompson 300s from the 80s? You know what I mean? Like, it just can be very cumbersome. So I am aware of a lot of those sites. They are very helpful. Race and Reference is not the only one I use. Those guys do good work. And I just have for a time, I tried to almost spearhead efforts where everybody could get on the same page, and I just realized that's never going to happen. Right. Like, we're all just going to preserve the statistical data.
It's a lot of work,
it is,
dude.
And you just, I really just said to myself, I'm just going to do it to what I know will work best for me, and if other people can use it, that'll be great. And if not, then so be it.
And I mean, you want to talk about unsung heroes, dude? Like the people, I truly have to say, in my experience, doing stuff with Stafford, the most useful document out of anything on the Stafford website is the all-time wins. They got 1948 to present. By far and away, it is the most useful one. I wish they had top 5 sometimes, but
which one is this now?
If you go on the Stafford website, you go to track history. There is just a plain text document of every winner since 1948 of every race.
Oh yeah.
You can search by date, division, car. I'm not sure about car number, but I know the names and everything.
Alex, you're on there.
Oh, yeah.
I got a couple. Yeah. I'm actually tied with my grandfather. So
no, you're not.
Yeah, they both got 12.
Oh, that's awesome.
So hopefully get another one.
Yeah, see, Stafford's is not Stafford's interesting because it's cool that the information is there. It's not sorted or in a way that I'm comfortable with, or that I'm used to. Yeah, but at least it's there. Right. Like Thompson's doesn't have any. There's no history of Thompson.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to control F through it to find what you want, but
but you could still get there. Yeah, it's
there.
Right. Yep. All right.
That's it.
Oh, all right.
That's it. Sorry, I was reading.
Jeez,
yeah, I'm losing
this guy over here.
Yeah, I'm reading I was reading Travis Hydar's wins. Nicole wishes they were accurate on the list, and I'm not nothing about that, but I know Hydar has won a ton of races.
Yeah, well,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think the big controversy there is the Cletus win. I don't think is listed.
It's not.
I don't
that doesn't count as a win.
It's
not on the sheet.
That's a bad job by them. Why isn't it listed?
I don't know. I don't maintain the list. I only look at it.
Yeah, that's a bad job. He won the race.
He won the race.
It doesn't matter that it was not a point
in front
race.
of a packed house.
It's still a race, right?
Perhaps the most watched street stock win of last year.
That's one of the things that I stopped. Like the point race, it's like who cares? Like it's a race. Right. You won the race. Like I remember. So
all your stats, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I might signify that it was an open comp or a non-point race. Yeah, but if you won it, it's still a win. Like you were still out there racing.
I mean, I get it. That is an interesting dispute, though. Like if someone wins like an all-star race, not for points. I mean, do you put that on?
Yes. Yeah. Who cares if it's for points or not? Big BFD.
Yeah. BF.
It's still a race. I mean, this is my stat nerdness getting all fired up.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, that's
God.
The
cool,
whole
though.
thing of like, oh, it's not a point race. So it's not, what? Then don't
Yeah.
have it. If you're not going to count it as it actually happening, then why would you even put the cars out on the track?
Yeah, right.
Like he won
right,
the race,
right,
put it
right.
out there. I remember Corey Hutchins was debating with me once because he had 10 wins in the season, and then Dwayne Dorr had 11, but one was not a point race, and he was like, well, I still hold the record for point races.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, is that such a
I mean,
thing?
I love Corey Hutchins, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong,
Oh,
but
yeah, beast.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like, you have the point race records? Like, what
right.
are we talking about?
Right,
You know,
right.
he still won 11 races, but anyways, Nicole's right. I have her back on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, I just want to thank everybody for sending in the mail the 3 today.
Oh, did you say you wanted them to send their mail somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, let me, hold on. Let's
Wait, where exactly would that be? Oh,
no, right there. Send
it
your
is.
questions over there. Oh,
Where's
what
that?
happened?
Where's
Oh,
that?
I screwed
Come
it up.
on, Sid. You had one job.
Sid, get that bad boy up there.
All right, hold on.
I wanna
Ready?
see the
And-
animation.
Oh no, that's
No!
not it. Stupid. See, now you asked me to do things and I got all screwed up. All right, ready?
We're ready.
All right, go. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Tell him, Diego.
Visit Sid, send your emails to sidsviewpodcast@gmail.com because I'd love to read them. And, listen, we all go over the emails. And if you have sent emails, they are going to be used in the future. So just keep sending them in. I, of course, love controversy emails. So I'm excited. I'd be excited to read those ones. So please, just join in on with us. It's a lot of fun for us
Right.
to speak about these. So thanks for sending the emails.
All right, giddy up. And now, shall we do it? We got to take a look. See, we're not going to actually make any picks, but we're going to just revisit real quick since we have Thompson getting back into action. Let's have a little look-see, shall we? Never a bad time to take a look at that scoreboard again, right?
Hey,
Giddy
listen,
up.
I got a pulse. I got a pulse, and I got 2 good picks tomorrow.
All right, so we got stuff happening here. We
Is Baldwin running tomorrow?
I don't know. That was probably a bad pick by me, but we'll see.
Come on, Patrick.
like
Come
that.
on, Evan. Pull through.
I'm trying to get you guys back into this thing. You know what I mean?
I got who? Mr. Gluchaki?
All right, listen. Big thanks to Northeast Truck and Off Road. Appreciate them for sponsoring this segment for a good portion of our season.
For real.
And then, but we,
For real.
it's not that we don't have things that we need to pick, because you know what it's time for.
Help me.
Good. Thanks to our friends over there and our last week's guest,
All
Chris
right.
Meyer. Good time with the live wire.
All right, Baldwin is going.
Okay, so, huh? Oh, Baldwin's going.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
All right, sweet.
You got a
I'm in.
pulse, too.
Thank you, Keeter. All right. All right, why don't we have the new guy start us off there, huh? Mr. News Update.
Oh
I
God.
thought you were talking about Pearl. I was like,
No.
no way. You got a sheet too?
All right.
Alex is over there praying none of us pick him.
All right.
Is this bad luck?
I think
It
you picked
might-
me last year, right? The Stafford? Or someone did.
I think I did, yeah, for the championship.
Thanks.
Yeah, my bad.
Damn. All right.
Where'd you finish?
Third.
Well, you were running like a bastard at the end of the year, too.
Yeah.
Woof.
All right. So Sid, where do you want me to start?
Just run down the
You're
start at the SKs and bring it right down, right off the list there.
All right. We'll go. So SK's Mikey Jr., SK Lights Nick Hovey, Limited Late Models Rich Hammond,
Ooh.
Late Models Adam Gray, and Street Stocks Tyler Trott.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Way to just freaking jack all my picks. It's right in the damn name.
good.
Not funny.
Tyler,
Alex, don't worry. I got you winning a lot of races this year.
All right.
Buddy. Don't
Try.
think I'm not.
Rems, over to you.
Damn, here we go. Okay. SK Modifieds, Mike Christopher Jr., Late Models, Paul Verricchio, SK Lights, Chris Matthews, Limited Late Models, Matthew Winter III, and Street Stocks, Jason Raymond.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
I like that.
Fro, over to you.
All right. So I've done my little counterplays here. I got some interesting ones in here for you guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go in order of the sheet. SK Mods. I say Troy Talman turns it on this year.
Oh,
He does
that's a
it
nice
down.
pick.
Great pick.
That's
Go,
a nice
Troy.
pick.
Yep.
Go, Troy. Go, Troy.
Late models. Adam Gray, yes, he did pop off back half of the season, but my thought process is, what if the reverse happens this year? I say Kevin Gambacorta goes 3 in a row. You like that?
I like that.
SK Lights, okay, I got Hovey, kind of chalkish. Limited late, sorry, this is my biggest curveball here, okay? And I'm really swinging for the fences here. I think Travis Hydar knocks it out of the freaking park. Fourth and a third in his 2 starts last year.
Yep.
Am I correct in that?
Yep.
Who's saying doesn't start winning right off the freaking rip? I can see winning 5.
Yeah.
Honest to God. And Trotomania is going to be back in full force for Treat Stocks, by the way. Yep.
I thought Trot wasn't running a full
I don't
season.
know. That's good. I'm happy they
Yeah,
pick him.
good for you guys. Well done.
Well done.
Diego.
He's
well,
on the roster.
I'm going to
list,
be,
so-
listen. I'm always a little excited about this part of the show.
Of course.
I'm going off on a little side thing here on the SK Modifieds.
Please
all right?
do.
I think this is the year.
Oh, here we go.
This is
You know
the
where he's
year.
going.
No.
Here we go.
No, it's not who you think.
Okay.
It's the Wiener car,
Oh, that's a good pick.
the Hummel car.
Yeah.
Corey DiMatteo. Mm-hmm. If he could just put a run, me and Nick were talking about it. If he could put a run through the summer, he's really good in the beginning, really good at the end. If they could put their midsummer package together, he has the possibility to do it. My next one, you know who I'm picking, right? Fro, late models.
I know who you're picking.
No, you don't.
Who is it?
Kevin Gambacorta.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Shocker. Way to steal my pick. By the
I'm
way.
not. No, listen. I'm going to say this, right? Adam Gray is way more aggressive than Kevin
Yeah, for
Gambacorta.
sure.
But Kevin Gambacorta just keeps winning
The
championships.
aggression doesn't always pay off. I feel like he's going to somehow do it.
So he's going to do the Todd Owen thing.
Yeah,
All
probably.
right? SK Lights, you guys already know who I'm picking there. It's Pooh Bear. That's for Alex.
Yeah. The
Christina,
original.
don't kill me. That's Pooh Bear. Limited Lates. Are you ready for this one?
No.
You're not?
Nope.
Wow.
I didn't pick Matt Winner, that's for sure.
Way to kill his thunder. God,
Yeah, I know. Damn.
what the hell?
Who should I pick?
Travis Hydar.
That's who I picked.
Yeah.
Me and Fro Master, we have a lot of the similar picks.
True.
Travis Hyder. Okay, so this is the last one.
Okay.
This is the sleeper. Are you ready for this one?
That was a clean.
There is
Yeah,
not
that was
many.
clean.
There's not many people in this division, honestly, that has stood out to me. That I know Downey has won the last championship, but I'm going with a Waterford boy.
Yep.
If my man can keep it together, that means I got Plemons on both tracks.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a lot of
He
pressure.
can do it as long as he doesn't fall out of his tree. And his dad gives him a good race car.
By the way, it is still sort of up in the air whether or not Trout runs full season. I just took a look. So I guess we're all taking
Oh, you're
that
over
gamble.
there intensely
Well, here's the thing,
investigating.
okay? He announced a rental car deal, but he also said, I mean, if nobody wants to come rent this car out, I'm going to bring it to the track every Friday. And so, please, Trout. Cancel the rentals. Okay, just bring the car to the track. All right, you know what to do.
Listen,
For your guy.
I'm a big Trot fan, and
Yeah,
when he
same
came
here.
out and said he wasn't going to run many races, and that's it, man.
All right.
Let's see what you got. Oh, this is going to be good.
The SKs is just
so different.
stumping me.
Yeah.
You guys did me good because I knew there was going to be a Mikey Jr. Love Fest. And then my 2 sleepers were Talman and Corey DiMatteo.
No, they were.
No, I believe that. Wow. Those were the 3 I had down, too.
So, I got a couple places I could go here. I'm going to do the SKs last. I want to think about it. So, I'm going in reverse order. Jason Raymond.
Oh, that's a good
That is a
pick.
Streeters.
good pick.
That's a good pick.
Yep. I mean, it's the safest pick.
My
But,
man,
yeah.
my man Clemente.
Back to back?
Hollywood.
Back-to-back.
Nobody picked him in here back to back.
Yeah, he can come.
SK
yell at us.
Lights. The craftiest of veterans. Chris Matthews.
Chris Matthews.
Late models. Our guy from last week, Chris Meyer.
Oh yeah, that'd
What
be
the
a
hell?
good pick.
And the SKs. Tough. High roller, back to back.
Are you really?
Oh,
the hell?
man. Bonzo was just asking.
I got to pick somebody.
Picked him.
I got to
Yeah.
pick somebody different than you guys.
Yeah.
It's an obvious counterplay. I just feel like, I don't know. He really ran a passive strategy last year. Like, he really.
I
Not
agree.
at
I feel
first.
like. No. Huh?
I don't know if you. I mean,
No, but, like, I definitely, like, he got into rhythm and it was kind of an under the radar championship. I just feel like people have
he
kind
could
of, like.
definitely do it.
No, I agree, but I feel like people have kind of figured out his game. I don't know. Right? I feel like they're like, all right, we know what we got to do. We know what we have to counter this year.
Do you have any picks? Who would
Yeah,
you pick if
please.
you could?
In all the divisions?
Yeah, who could you? Off the top of your head, could you name?
Well, I would say first off for the SKs, if I'm not picking myself, I would have said Moeller. I
Yeah.
thought that would have been the obvious.
I mean, obviously, you would
Right.
pick the
Great
guy
minds
who
think
won
alike.
this contest last year. That's a good pick.
I mean, I like
course.
Gambacorda in the late models. SK Lights, I think Nick is going to be tough to beat this year.
Yep.
Limited late models, got to go with my boy Travis Hydar.
Yep.
And then the Street Sox is Burt Ouellette running a full season.
Oh, that's a good
Oh, I
pick.
forgot about him.
Yeah, Bert's a good
Oh
pick.
yeah, you
Yeah,
like
we
to
kinda
watch the
settled on
races,
that.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Bert Ouellette is entertaining as hell. His
Yeah.
interviews are great too.
Yeah, Kyle is saying in the chat that Trot is getting married in May, so we may be screwed.
Wow.
Say that again.
Trot is apparently getting married in May.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's how you do good research, guy.
Good job, Pro.
Proud of you. Happy for you.
That
Oh,
might
wait.
come down at the end.
Kyle!
When me and you are battling again.
Oh my God! No,
yes.
no! I remember how this ended last year.
Oh, the talking.
God.
You start
the battle for
getting
the
pissed.
basement. No, Diego, and believe me, I'm not going to be all smiles.
Oh, I know, because you take it all personal. You get all sentimental about shit.
Oh yeah, like, you're already
Look,
different,
there you
guy.
are right now. You're
see,
doing
it's
it
already
again.
freaking
They're already,
different.
you're already doing it. You're already doing it.
No, you know, we need to calm down. We need to be cordial, professional, stepping it up.
He's
All
got
right,
a
so-
collar on. You got to, you know.
New era.
So Jack's had a segment. I've had a couple segments. Rob had a segment. Diego had a segment. You know, that only means one thing.
A Pearl.
It's time for our girl, Remy. This week's Pop Culture Minute. Ah, shit. Oh, I got
I want to say a big thank you to Riley Generators for sponsoring the Pop Culture Minute. Let me tell you something. What happened 19 years ago today to me.
What are we talking about?
Chicken Jackie.
My mom and I were on the way to my dad's house, and we witnessed a police chase. From our point of view, we're seeing a limousine coming to us backwards.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Don't worry. My mom was quick. At the time, she did a U-turn and head to a side street. A couple years later, I was scrolling through the TV channels, and it says in the description, Armonk, New York, police chase. That's where I was, and I was like, I have to see if this is it. And it was. And I actually found the clip, so I'm going to show y'all.
All
So
right.
you were at this, basically?
Yes.
Or you were there? Okay.
I was.
Walk us through it.
Yeah, please.
But unbelievably, the fearless suspect finds one gear that still works.
Wow.
This guy. Diego. Is that you, Diego?
Stop.
Possible escape at that point is to actually back up on the southbound entrance ramp.
The man pulls a mind-blowing maneuver, throttling onto another freeway in the wrong direction.
Can't be real.
Wow.
This is like AI
Insane
footage.
That's
tail
definitely
force charge
Diego.
toward Armonk.
All right, you're going to see my
Before
mom's
pulling us-
truck.
Stunt
go ahead.
will switch at the last possible moment.
See
The big white one?
right here in the back?
Let it play a little bit more.
That's the truck.
He was quite talented in his driving ability, that's for sure.
Good job, Diego.
I could do that.
He was quite
So
talented.
right there, that's the truck
That's
right
my
there.
mom's truck right there.
But
There
when
she
the
goes
limo
into
ends
the
up
little
in a
side
residential
street. Lucky it didn't follow us.
The road warrior's hindsight finally fails him.
I love the commentary behind this.
Yeah.
This is good.
hype.
Look at this.
This is like early 2000s.
Dude,
like,
this is amazing. Look at that.
2006.
Yeah.
To a stand
He's
of
wheeling the hell out of that thing.
well, not anymore.
Oh, man.
Dude, you know,
Hard crash.
police chases are. There's the news stations out in LA will live stream them, and like they'll commentate over them. Some of them are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
this one guy, he stole a car and then he went into like a residential area, hotboxed, like hot wired, not hotboxed.
Hotbox.
I was going to say, I believe that too.
Hold on, what are we talking about?
Go ahead.
He hot wired like a moving van.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. Did they catch him hotboxing? That's what we want.
No, he hot wired like a big van and then stolen. It was a crazy thing, but
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Remy, how did you like? What was going? Like, were you guys just driving and your mom's like, "Oh, there's a limo
How
coming
the hell do
backwards
you
at us"?
find that video?
No, that's
It
insane.
was we're at a stoplight and it was red at the time, and all of a sudden we're just seeing this limousine come towards us, and my mom goes in the turning lane and just makes that U-turn.
Says, "I'm out of here."
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it was terrifying.
So
I'm not
I mean,
gonna
that had
lie.
to be a core memory for you to like put that together, right? Like
Oh,
that had to
absolutely.
be baked in there.
There's
Okay.
some things that I will remember in my lifetime. Now I'm like, oh damn, that happened. Yikes.
Seen a nice little Silver Ranger pulling off.
All right, let's get to it here. We got one more thing to do. Live chat, get ready, because we need to determine who won the week.
Who are you? Who are you?
Say it, Diego.
An idiot sandwich.
Skake it.
Skake it.
I think they sponsored us just so they could see us
Skake it. LLC.
struggle to pronounce that.
Oh, we're saying the name a lot.
Yeah, well, I appreciate them helping us out.
Remy, you do it.
Oh,
Can you do it?
skake it.
Oh, she got it.
Yeah.
Good job by you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very nice.
All right. Who won the week? Paulie Hartwig?
Yeah.
Ollie Hartwig, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of options.
The Bristol tires.
Facts.
It wasn't
I-
NASCAR.
I have to pick Paulie Hartwig.
Yeah.
Right, that was a great win for them.
That's where I'm going.
I mean, is there?
Kyle Larson? Didn't he go first, second, first?
Cars tour horrible restarts. I don't know if that's a win, really.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know.
loss.
That's probably a who lost a week.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, it's-
Hartwig's tough to beat. on this one.
Hartwig's really tough
Yeah.
to beat on. I can't wait till we get going on the season.
Yeah, there's going to be some big debates. Big debates. Yep. Rems?
I also go Polly.
Okay. Not backwards driving limousines?
No.
Okay. Alex?
I have no clue.
Yeah. It's Slim Pickens. You got Hartwig. What was the guy's name?
Yeah, Tony Stewart won the National Top Fuel event.
I did
That's
see
a
that.
big deal.
Yeah. Posted with Shirley Muldowney.
That's a big
Yeah.
deal. I forgot all about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be your vote?
No, my vote's still Paulie Hartwig. Is that his name?
Bally Walnuts.
I like Paulie Hartwig's dad. You guys know him?
No.
Paulie Hartwig Sr. You never seen his interviews down at New
No, his
Smyrna?
dad's got to be Junior.
Junior, whatever.
He's the third.
Have you seen his interview? And he's like,
By the way, I'm sorry.
yep.
Bonsa called you out on. Said Matt Winter the third.
Scrolling. Oh, I thought you were talking about scrolling through channels. See?
No, he called her out for saying Matt Winter the third when it's
Might be.
Yeah.
I was second.
Might be.
Might be.
Might be.
Might be. Might be.
all right. All right, Jack, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Paulie.
All right, Rob.
I mean, I gotta go Paulie.
All right, well, you got a tally for us? What do we got over there?
I do, and there's only 4 names on it, so here we go.
Okay.
Tony Stewart with 1 vote. Rory McIlroy, is that the PGA?
McElroy. God damn.
McElroy. Yeah, won the Masters.
Oh, sorry, I don't watch golf.
You don't watch golf?
Well, you're a dork.
Golf's
You're a dork. Dude, you're a swimmer. You should be watching golfing.
It was hype. It went down.
I don't
to
even like
overtime,
watching
Rob.
swimming.
You don't? I like
No, I
watching
like swimming. I don't like watching it.
I watch it in the Olympics.
Masters went down to overtime. It
Yeah.
was him and another guy, but yeah.
Wait, so how is his name said? Roll us back to me.
Roy McIlroy.
Rory
He's like-
McIlroy. Yeah.
McIlroy.
McElroy.
Yeah.
Okay, I was kind of thinking there'd be like an A in that.
McElroy.
All right, just finish up the tally.
Sorry,
please.
I'll finish reminiscing names here. Larson got 2 votes, and Paulie Hartwig wins with 5.
All right, good job by him. All right, everybody, that's a wrap on another Tuesday edition of the Sid's View podcast. Don't forget, follow us on socials. We'll have all kinds of funny stuff. Reminator is can't miss on the social media realms. Diego, give us some shout outs.
Oh yeah, man. I want to thank Fowler's Auto Wrecking for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget. Hoosier Tyrese for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Midstate Site Development for Did You Know? Ed Marcel Firewood and Land Clearing for the Viewer Mail. Of course, Myers Creamery for the championship predictions, which I'm probably going to win.
Oh, suck it.
Of course, Raleigh Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. And Skake It. Did I say that right? Skake It, LLC. For Who Won the Week? F&M Electrical Supply for the Chalkboard Chatter. Of course, Monaco Ford for always bringing us the results ticker. Northeast Truck and Off-Road for the weekly pick'ems, which I'm going to win that also.
Your dreams.
Of course, I want to thank Seacon Grand Prix for firing up the hot seat. And tonight, very special guest in the Hizzow, Alexander Pearl.
Yeah, I had a blast, guys, and hopefully I can be back on when I go 5 for 5 with my championship picks.
Oh! All right.
Yeah,
like
man. All right, man. Of course, last but not least, well, not last but not least, but Vault Productions for this really kick-ass studio, so thanks for that. Last but not least, all you podcast members, we really enjoy reading the chat. Send your mail. Thanks for joining us.
All right, everybody, we're getting back after it next Tuesday. Hopefully we'll have some Icebreaker and Northeast Classic to talk. Matt Clement in studio. See you then.